right. Thank you so much for joining us namhlanje. Igama lami ndinguLebo Mhlabane. I'm sure it's been a while since you saw me phambi kwe-camera. But nevertheless, thank you so much for joining us. Andihambi ndedwa ke namhlanje. Andihambi ndedwa namhlanje, ndihamba naye ubhuti wethu umkhulu. Brajo, masithathe ithuba sikwamkele ku-OurNews.
Mantathe ithuba ndibulise kuwe Ndlebeis, ndibulise kubaphulaphuli nabalandeli bayo yethu news.
Alright. Sizawucela ke Brajo into ba xane wena usithethelayo usinyusele nje ilizwi so that nabantu bethu bakwazi ukukuva kakuhle. Yes. Siyababona ke abantu bayangena. That is actually what we want. Namhlanje kumuntu ongayaziyo sincokola no Mr. Joe Ndlebe. Ewona mba ke ungamandla as a protest action esizibonileyo namhlanje apha eBeaufort. Sibhaleke apha Brajo into bana these are service delivery protests. Are they really service delivery protests?
Yes, of course. I should think it is known by everybody that people cannot just get up and protest. They are protesting by reason. So I should think, as a Swango, we have tried several times to negotiate with our municipality around these issues.
Yes.
And I should think the people, when we negotiate, we are not condoning what is happening in terms of blocking the people, in terms of making the lives of our people difficult, in terms of access to their destination.
Yes.
But through the fact that the people, when you are leader, sometimes they are getting out of your control when they are losing patience.
Yes.
So it is why this thing is happening now.
All right. Siyakuva ke Brajo usithi asoza abantu baphakame nje kungekho zizathu. Ungakhe nje usinabisele ngezizathu ezibangele into bana ningusango. Right mos xa sithi ningusango. Niqonda uba maniqalise le protest action. Zeziphi ezo zizathu zibangele lonto?
Mntakalebo, okokuqala manditsho ukuthi on the 23rd of March 2021,
yes,
we organized the people with the aim of allowing the people to have an organization that is going to look after them in terms of bread and butter issues.
Yes.
And I should think people of this area were neglected in terms of bringing about their concerns around their living. One of the things is that if you look around Fort Beaufort, it's a bit that you are doing this interview during the night. Here in Fort Beaufort, we don't have a community hall. It is vandalized. 2 imported community halls are vandalized. Number 2, our youth don't have fields to play.
Yes.
And number 3, if you look at our status in terms of roads, water, and sanitation, our government has actually tried its level best to bring about those things.
Yes.
But the main challenge is maintenance of that infrastructure, whereby we can spend more than 3 weeks without water. Sometimes we get dirty water.
Yes.
We are having a river which has a capacity to supply us with water.
Yes.
But it is not the case here. Number 3, there is what you call Ubatopile principle. And we know that each and every institution, government,
Yes.
It is there. There is no transparency and accountability
Yes.
by the councillors elected by us. Number three, the most painful thing is this national road that is being actually established
Yes.
from Alice to Fort Beaufort.
Yes.
They were I don't want what to call it, because kusasekuko iplant ebekiweyo. People are not aware what is going to happen. People are hired by the councillors, and you don't know even when the blastings are taking place. The house of the people are getting cracks, and there is no one is going to look after those actually problems at the end, because there is no actually transparency to know how long the contract is going to operate in Fort Beaufort, and also the specification of the project.
All right.
And then I should think, when we called about the people, when we called the meeting for the people to come on the 23rd of, it was very sad. There is a guy called Polisafon.
Yes.
When we actually requested him to loud hail our meeting, the following day he was suspended up until today. It's shocking.
All right. Suspended by
The municipality.
All right. Okay.
And we don't know the reason, because he was just actually calling a meeting on behalf of Sango. He's not a leader of Sango, but he's the person used to request for loud hailing. Each and every event in Fort Beaufort is actually, we are using that particular man.
All right.
Because he was actually trying to call people on behalf of Sango, and then he received a letter of suspension the following day.
All right, Pedro. Masizithathe wena ezi issues one by one, so that nabantu ababukele babakwazi ukuhlomla. To everyone obukeleyo, you can join the conversation by ukukhomenta lapha live. Njengoba silapha nje, we can see your comments, and also we'll be showing them live apha comments zenu. So yeah, we really appreciate your comments, and we also want them more. Please do share the video so that nabanye abantu can join this broadcast. All right, Pedro, masibuyele nje umva kancinci uzilistile issues eziliqela singabala kuziholo amanzi uku-advertiswa kwe-tenders zika-Ramdale. I think into ye-plant will talk to that, and also sharing of information xane kuzawuba khona i-blasts amongst ezinye izinto. Now, ndifuna nje sibuyele umva kancinci, ukhale ngeholo that has been vandalized. Awucingi into yobana i-responsibility ye-community ukugcina iholo ke ngoxa sele likhona lelenziwe ngulantuka ngumasipala? Do we also blame that on umasipala, the issue of vandalization kweholo, okanye siblame kuthi as a community okungagcini assets zethu?
Yeah, you are quite right, Lebo. It is the responsibility yabantu ababini, municipality and the community, because maintenance supposed to be done by the municipality.
Yes.
And also security-wise, supposed to be the municipality. And I should think, in the Ndlebeis, when Sango was not in the picture, I should think you can go to every town, if vandalism in Dekoi.
Yes.
We don't condone that. But I should think he is responsible to see that the properties are safe.
Yes.
Umzekelo, akunazo uthathe iholo le-1.2 million uyolibeka ekoneni ebumnyameni.
Yes.
There are no sufficient lights here. Uthi ogqiba ulibeka phaa kungabikho bantu.
So njengoqala apha Brajo, xane kusenziwa lamaholo ngaba bantu, are you being consulted as a community so that nikwazi ukuthi lamaholo mawungabekwe ebumnyameni? Because now ndibona i-comment apha as well yenye i-viewer yethu ethi kufana nesa sport complex sayo kwakhiwa ngapha bebengasazi. So are you also telling me that some of these things xane zisenziwa as project you are not being consulted as a community.
It's one of the examples, that complex. We don't know even is by animal in Janina. And now Oramdem is busy constructing a big road, which is national road. It's not even a meter away from that national road. I'm asking myself, what is going to happen? Because up sends indawo yokubulalisa abantwana, and asiyazi zakwenzeka kanjani na. Ela holo was not supposed to be there ngakubonisa kula kona lofaka kuyo. Initially ela holo lalizawuba up right kula ndawo yeneholo kaBaba uMathikinci. Wangena uCouncillor noMasipala batshintsha yonke loo nto bayolifaka kula kona likuyo. That is why ke ngoku during the night akukho mntu uzabe ehleli lujonga abantu abavandaliza ngobusuku, because it's not happening in daylight, daylight izinto zenzeka ebusuku abantu belele, whereby umasipala is supposed to provide security. It's a waste of money there. You go to Empolweni Committee Hall, the main hall, which was maintained and built in 1996. Ubunojonga state salo ngoku yinto ongayaziyo. You go to Chokwe post office, where Holman, that's why I said Holman has tried to bring about services in our area, provincial and national. But when it comes to local government, has failed to make sure that izinto is safe, zikati.
All right. You also raise into yengqesho apha Prejo. I would really love to ukuba singene deep kuloo nto leyo, but ndicela nje ukubuza before sibe kanti siyangena kumba wengqesho into yoba ezi issues sisizibekayo apha namhlanje, i-vandalism, amanzi, noRamdel, why ziqala in fact masimkhuphe uRamdel, amanzi ne-vandalism, why zibe kanti ziqala ukuphakanyelwa ngoku? Anifuni, in fact, ingabe i-local government elections zinefuthe ekuphakameni kwenu ngeli xesha?
No, we focus here. It's not about contesting the current councillors, and also ayonto yenziwa yiloo nto, but if you can follow the history of Sango, you will notice Sango has a problem. Yabekwa kwimeko yokubana inga operate through courts battles, if you still remember. And then by last year, we started to have a legitimate structure led by Comrade Upasop, Unobala, Tony Duba at provincial level. So that is why Usango now is actually emerging. Not that these concerns were not there, but there was no structural, there was no structure to defend the gains of our people. That is why but it's coincident if Sango operate and is recognized by government now.
All right. Yes. All right. Omnye umuntu ke Prajo uzawuthi igama lakho belkhe labhabha apha kumakhasi ezonxibelelwano into yoba nawe uyanominatewa for uba ube ngukansila kule term ilandelayo. So uthi that has nothing to do with le nto niyenzayo.
Mntakalebo, mandiyibeke icaca. I've contributed a lot,
yes,
to Fort Beaufort community. Like for example, if you look at Komagom, the area called Komagom, when you're coming from Alice direction,
yes,
you will see houses. Paya, yayingamatyotyombe, ababantu abemetha bazolala apha. I changed their life through our government. You see, turnaround strategy project when Comrade Kukulinkwint was the MEC for housing. And then I was a ward councillor there. You go the question of electricity, question of water, Kanana, Tagalana, I was a councillor. I've opened so many opportunities. And also I see Shale Indima Gela Klesha because This question about LED, local economic development, it was our initiative as such a sense of letter to inkongo development initiative yethu into yokubana abantu balapha baphuhle. So I'm trying to say, okwesibini, I am not interested at all to be a councillor.
Yes.
I will never be a ward councillor again. And there are many young people who can actually take this down forward. And abantu mabayeke le perception yobana xa abantu be-challenge izinto ezirongo abazenzayo bathi abantu bafuna uba ngoo-council. Mna will never be a ward council again. Yilibala le into. Okwesibini, le ngqesho yenzeka apha nge-28 of May, the MEC, Honorable Tikana Kotiwa, was here in this road, access road from Old Town Hospital to Hilltown. There are 46 million rands that has been actually infected in that project. But the problem is that all councillor, even there, i-transparency kaloku mntakalibe ithetha ukuthi xa kufika ikhampani kusuppose i-introducwe kwi-community lizawusebenza kuyo. That has never happened. Eyesibini, sabona seyiphaya, sabona sefaka oomatshini, ekugqibeleni kwaqeshwana. Wawuvephi i-steering committee, ucouncillor zona umntu wakhe, ucouncillor zona umntu wakhe, ucouncillor zona umntu wakhe, athi uzomela i-steering committee. I-steering committee, PSC, project steering committee, sifonyishwa yi-community, sonyula abantu abazabamela. Ingqesho must come through i-steering committee, through u-CLO, the communalizing officer, onyulwa kwangabahlali, kubekwe i-requirements, ba-aplaye, bangene, then sirelaye kuye. Not ucouncillor athi kufunwa abantu ayoqesha ngokwakhe. Ndiyaqala uyibona into yobana ucouncillor aqeshe abantu apha eRenomhlaba. It's not the case. PLC, it is the duty of the PLC, the PSC, to employ abantu project. And it is the PSC that informed the people about where are we in terms of specification, duration of project, i-rates zobhesa abantu. Ngumsebenzi wabo. Not land abafone ngobusuku uvuke ngomso uthathe i-ID yakho uya kwindawo ethile. It can't go like that. Ibukelwe. The government, the present government, is a democratic government that wants to deepen the participation of our people in all issues that surrounding them. Why they are using their own selfish ways of doing things.
All right. Sizawungena kahle kakhulu kulomba wengqesho. Ndiyawubona bengathi ngumba oshushu kakhulu. Ndicela nje kodwa kuwe nawe umuntu obukele into masithathe nje just a short ad break, and then we'll be back to continue okakhulu with lomba wengqesho. We are still taking comments zenu. You can just comment with your comment. We'll show them live so that abantu babone also i-comments zenu. You can also contribute to the debate and also share le broadcast so that we can singakwazi ukushare the information. So quick ad break, we'll be back just now.
Yeah guys, yeah siphila ke kuloma xesha nzima ya maxesha e-COVID. And umongameli usanokubhengeza kuba siku level 1, and ukufika kwethu ku level 1 akuthethi ukuba i-COVID-19 okanye i-corona iphelile, isaphakathi kwethu, sisaphila nayo. Ithi loo nto leyo, it's not business as usual nangoku. Kusafuneka silandele imiqathango kule mihla ke siphila kuyo. I-live streaming yemingcwabo ndiyacinga nami uba yenye yezinto ekumeleyo ukuba wonke umuntu okanye wonke ubani abuya yenza. Iyanceda ke kwelinye icala uba ufuna ukuthoba iindleko zomngcwabo. Ukunwenwa kwe-COVID ke ukubalula nje izinto ezimbalwa ke phakathi kwezinye. Kodwa ke don't despair, ungawari, because ke Our News online bayaqinisekisa ukuba baniphathela ke lenkonzo, and ke yona nto baqinisekisa ngayo ukuba yinkonzo le efikelelekayo, kodwa iyafikeleleka. Yes, ungayibona wena ufikeleleka ucinga baza kunika nje baza kugqwagqwa. Iyafikeleleka kodwa ke ikwinqanaba eliphezulu kakhulu. Amaxabiso wabo aqala kancinci from 2,450 qha. 2,450 qha. Fikelela kulula, guys.
And ngenene nangenyaniso, you are watching Our News. Before we can continue with the broadcast, kakucinga ngalamntu that would want to hear what we are talking about today and share this broadcast. Share it with timeline yako and tag your friends zakho so that people can also be engaging. But eyona nto ibalulekileyo that we also want from you is your opinion. Send it live as part of as Ilanduka. Yeah, as your comment, so those comments is in but as your comment, so yeah, do send them, do send them through. We are actually waiting for them. We are waiting to engage with you further. Njengokuba bese kuchiwo apha uba igama lami ndinguLebu kaMutlabane from Our News. I'm here with Ndlebeis from Isanko. We are talking about the reasons behind the strike esenzekayo eBeaufort. If you had seen namhlanje, cars were stretching kilometers kweli cala lase-Alice, and also up and down, people were not able to do izinto. So we're talking about that, the reasons behind that. Uzibekile ke uBrajo into eziliqela service delivery related okakhulu, but yeah, now we will get back to umba wengqesho. Brajo, I will not mince lo mcimbi wengqesho. Recently bekusanda kukhutshwa iztats ze unemployment eSouth Africa eziqhomise amehlo kakhulu. About more than 7 million people, young people to be specific, in South Africa are not employed. So lomba wengqesho is a burning issue everywhere. Wonke umuntu uyafuna ukuphangela. Now you have made allegations apha into ba councillor babaqesha ngokuthanda okanye babaqesha ngokwenza kwabo. Can we get back to that?
Yes. I should think okokuqala there is what you call contract workers, which are employed by the municipality. You know, it is said to inform you that when as a contract workers are needed, kufonelwa council ukuthi sifuna abantu abayidele, and that council will go kwindlu ayithandayo ayifunayo ayothatha umuntu. Umasipala athatha abantu abafake, we've got more than 50 young people abathatha ngolo hlobo. Okwesibini, abantu abalapha eBeaufort ba-vulnerable. Youth is unemployed. Umzekelo ngoku ingqesho ikhona amathuba apha eBeaufort, but kuphindaphindwa same families. Apha eBeaufort ufuna kube yi-favorite ye-council ethile, then you will be employed. Families, ubone ifamily eyi-1 iqeshwe kumasipala yonke, ungakhange ube kwazi uba kwenzeka ntoni. Recently kuze aze apho MEC, it was a very pathetic practice. Wayibona MEC uDikana ukuthi ayikho lento into yobana i-steering committee sihlalwa ngo-council in order to access ingqesho ngokwabo. I-project yama 3 weeks pha, abantu abaqeshwe, abantu bavulelwa amathuba baqeshwe. I-internships zalapha azikho transparent kubantwana balapha. Lusizi funeke bahambe bengqawe indawo kodwa banomasipala okhoyo apho ofuneka ebasapotile. Apha kwaRamdam ngoku, if you can go kweza internships zabantwana la young people phaya, ngiyavuma ku-right, but how many from this area? Just go there and make your own stats. How many from Fort Beaufort are there? How many? Okwesibini, xa kuqeshwa apha, all these people into endiwarishayo, subcontractors, when they stood up and protest, Labour, I nearly cried when I saw our councillors, the municipalities, supporting Orlando to interdict those actual small companies, black small companies. Where is the vision of these people? As a small companies now, they are in court in Grahamstown, they're interdicted, not to interfere with the project, not to go even nearer to that actually a site. And then most of those small companies are not from Fort Beaufort, they're not coming from Raymond Mhlaba. Must sit down and fold our arms. Indlela ingathi iVascom abantu xa behamba ngathi ngabantu abaqhuba beshushu, because indlela yenje nje baphepha ipotholes ezingangeVascom umntana, you know. So that is why we want intervention ka-government. These people, since they appointment nabo savumelana. Last week on Thursday, on the 18th, we were at a committee hall. Mayor promised to come, and then he sent Councillor Umjakuca and Mr. Nkwenye's official to address us. And then we gave them our grievances. Those grievances were genuine. And then they promised to come back yesterday, that is on Tuesday, to address the community. All of a sudden, the leadership song was invited in East London, in Alice. When we got there, they asked us, we were so shocked. Ungacima ijoke lento ndisayo. Xa sifika phaya ngoku uthi kuthiwa ayaziwa lento lamntu bethunyelwe phaya ezanto bezipromise zona.
Kukho bani Alice? Ninifika kukho bani Alice?
Chief Whip,
Yes.
Councillor Mlamla, Speaker Unsangani, the Honorable Mayor Ukhetelo. That guy Umjakuxa was delegated by the mayor. Esithi kazobakho uya ku-meeting e-MKV in Cape Town, so into ezakwenzeka uzathumela mfa azothela zonke izinto, then ngolosibini bazabuya back khabe as a committee yesterday. Now they're expecting abantu baxhole bebalithise pha abantu. So it's them that provoke those people to do such actions. It's wrong, it's wrong. We can't allow abantu ababekiweyo phaya into yobana baservice abantu badlale ngabantu ngolaa hlobo. That's why abantu namhlanje bavuke benza laa nto. I'm not saying right, but cinga le nto ndithethayo. Umayor today xa efika pha uthi baqala uziva eza grievances, kodwa a person was sent kuthi sathetha naye kakuhle yonke into. Look what is happening now apha kwaRandburg. Iyayi-affecta le project.
Yes. Because
there was no transparency. Urhulumente wethu is always advocating indaba ye-transparency. And once ebhungeni ufake impumputhela, we are having a problem, because umpumputhela ngumuntu ongaboniyo, angayi-understandi the strategic objective of e-governance. Because the strategic objective of governance is to change the lives of people through service delivery. Young people, you must have a vision. Ube ne-programs zabantu abatsha. There are no programs zabantu abatsha apha abantu abatsha. Akho mabala, akho ndaba zonwabisa kuye. That is why bangene kwi-drugs besela. It's the only way they can actually enjoy themselves. Kwi-sport akho bala, akho ntoni. You see? Andilazi la bala lenziwa pha. Ndifuna ukuthi unemployment yalapha ePhofolo is run about 70% youth abantu abangaphangeliyo. With unemployed graduates, akuthathwa abantu apha abafakwe. Apha into enzeka isitali esenzekayo kuthiwa ambovolontiya. A lot of people bangene kwisystem kamasipala ngovolontiya, ba-absorbwe. Ba-absorbwe, aku-advertise, kuya-absorbwa okokoko. And the unions kept quiet. And yazi bazayaphina into ezinto ziyazenzekayo. Ungaya ndinathi ne-record more than 100 people abaqeshwe ngo-absorb. Kukho abantu abaqualifayayo to be employed kweza ndawo. Zizinto ezo ke ngoku. This is our government. We can't let abantu benze as they wish. Today, Sangha was about to launch in one of these branches.
Yes.
The councillors sent people to disrupt the meeting of isango angalunji bengezo members zesango sayincama ke yona ke into yokubana siprotect but ekugqibeleni we are going to emerge because the aim yesango, as you know, is to assist the authorities to fast track and accelerate development. Akango enim karhulumente mandichaze because we are saying that for development and nation building. That is our actual objective, not to fight. But aim yethu kakhulu, you can't destroy what we have. That is why these people, they know they cannot go to school and pen school. They cannot go to the clinic and pen the clinic. They are protesting peaceful. These are the peaceful protests. But they are using a very amicable strategy to make sure that they get attention. They don't harm anybody. They don't destroy any property.
All right. Sizawungena pressure kanye kwezi zinto ezo or just before we ask ubana what is it that you would want to see isenzeka xa city they did not harm anyone namhlanje bekuvalwe idolophu yonke. In fact ubungakwazi ukusuka apha elokishini uye town awucingi into yobana aba bantu that make a living masenze nje amaphela for instance anicingi into yobana you did harm them ngobana nivale le ndlela as a motor that was stretching for over 2 kilometers anicingi into yobana you did harm them yes
uba bondivele le buzi ne itheko eqala. It was not a call by Sango. It was not an official strike by Sango. So isango izise report kubahlali into yobana bathi aba bantu abayazi yonke le nto ibithethwa ngumcouncil uMjako ucebe izele apha masiqale ekuqaleni and then sabaxela uba let us wait for umayor. Well ke abantu ke bona ke they woke up and took a decision benze laa nto. Hence ubona into yobana kuye kwanegotiate emva kwakunegotiatiwe nabo. We were not there as a leadership of Sango and we could notice that because we bazinegotiatela abantu and then umeya xa ndimamele wafoswa ngaba bantu wavuma uzawuza ngomso kubo ngo-10 now lo councillor ucouncillor uPhaphu lungafuni ukudibana nabahlali ayenza izinto ngohlobo funeka enze ngalo. Today there is a paving up. The project has been stopped because uDifaye MEC is still doing the same. Doesn't call it a milli project because we must have a paving eqala apha eGomagoma ihambe yonke ilokishi. But the problem is that councillors need to be trained. Councillors need to be politicized and understand the objective of having a councillors. If they don't understand that, we are going to face problem like this. The whole country is burning because of people ababekwa bengenanjongo of bengena vision. Umuntu akusafuna uzenza mkhulu yonke. Yilento nisithi ke mntakalebo. If siyamba ngola hlobo namhlanje khange si-authorize abantu bavala indlela but abantu ngomsindo wabo. Hence khange si-issue statement khange sithini but abantu bazinegotiatela ngokwabo baphuma and we are going to make sure that things like that kunawunika igaranti ke emgwenyeni but siyalidisha but thina xa sesenziwe izidenge yabo because kwenziwe thina izidenge zi-leaders zabo basithembileyo so ke ngoku they decided to do otherwise because okoko sinegotiate into simple comrade. You're sorry Takaleb, we are negotiating a simple thing. Transparency when they're going to employ the people. Let the people decide who must be employed with project. A project is not meant for Obali test to teen. It's a project, it's a community project where you're supposed to call people. They what? Then uthi kubo ndicela niqesha abantu. Now qheba ndifuna abantu abayi-10 apha. Kwabantu bayi-10 ndifuna baphuma apha kuni. But decide abantu. Basifuna uqeshela njani. Hayi kuse kuqeshwe umuntu kwiproject yabo. And also bengayazi nobana izenjani na izothini na. It's one of abantu balambile, they are so vulnerable, they can do anything because abantu balambile. Beyibona umsebenzi naku ya kwi-family enabantu abaphangelayo basi-professional kuqeshwe umntu ngela xesha there is a person engukene income kuye sokolayo ulala ngamanzi uvuka ngamanzi akho sisi. So yile nto sithi ke ngoku uSango is here to deal with the development. We are supporting our government fully because i-initiatives zakhe sizibonile, nazi project zizile, abantu abatsha bayangena, but ithi yawufika kulanto municipality ingenzeki ngohlobo ebekwe ngalo in terms of policy. You can attain laa nto le kumeya naku-MEC xa ebe lapha. Wafika u-MEC wathi sangayiboni into njengale into yokubana iproject iqhutywe ngohlobo without involving the community. That is why community kaloku ithi into leyo politically and socially. Xa uza nento kaba bantu akuyi-impose kuwo. You call them and say ndize ngale nto iza kwenzeka ngolu hlobo nohlobo nohlobo ndicela sisapotana. That's why kuzawuba easy udestroy izinto. It's because abantu they don't owe those zinto ngenxa yokuceba bangayizisayo kubo.
All right. We've even passed ixesha lethu brazo. Ngoku sishekele nje imizuzu emihlanu for into yobana ekhe senze njengoba ke njengoSanko you are protesting niyakhalaza. What would you want to see ichinja apha eBeaufort?
Okokuqala into esiyifunayo siMsango transparency. Okwesibini, we want to change indlela yokwenza izinto because if you look at down in a potential njengoba ngo-CPT njani kulalwa kuyo kuhlalwa kuyo izipaza shop nje i-deteriorate iBeaufort like a hell. We want to bring Fort Beaufort to where it belongs in terms of economy yayo. It's down like a hell economic yalapha yoqala le yinto because we want to revamp. Look now, it's going to be beautiful. That's why it's down it's deteriorating. We need to revamp it. Okwesibini, we want genuine roads in our locations. Sifuna kuvuselelwa amaholo kubekho security kuzo zonke ezi properties zakamasipala. Sicela kubekho ipolice station elapha elokishini ingapheli kuleya i1. Sithi okokugqibela makuzanywe kuliftwe i-suspension kaKaizer because is suspended because of uSango engenzanga tyala umntana abantu akana income kuye yedwa ephangelayo kokwabo is suspended but with full play. Iyamtraumatize laa nto ngenxa into ebebela nto kuSango. Okwesine, our main objective is to make sure that people participate kwi-programs kamasipala banike ithuba baparticipate. Okwesithathu, makuvule ingcango for abantu abatsha bangene kumasipala wethu kungaphindaphindwa abantu abanye. Xa kukho i-internships banikwe ithuba ba-aplaywe abantwana baseBeaufort. Yini abantwana baseBeaufort engathi benza isono? If you go pha fumanise uba notilate lo ayingowalapha, etilate an operator kwitelefoni ayingowalapha. Ithini loo nto? Asitsho uba sinobungingqi kodwa noko economically we need to consider at least about 70% abantwana abanopotential can do that. You don't need to worry, sir.
All right.
And the leaders must be elected transparently. Apha kusamntu exhonywe epalini. And you are avoiding that, and it's not going to happen. It's not going to happen again. Our movement has actually come out with a very good system of council must come from community. Eza lapha koko zibi-PGM enye ibibhaqwe apha ivale icango ingathi kutshixiwe yawugqiba yathi ingca edongeni bayonyulana ibi-PGM kaWard 3 apha eFort Beaufort. Now ndixelele ke where is democracy, where is the complete participation? Bazayenza i-transparency bethanda bengathandi akho mntu uzawuzibona sesepalini apha zonke izinto zizawuza phaa. Into esiyifunayo sifuna sonyule umntu wethu xa siyazi uba simonyulile njengecommunity sazi uba u-ownwa sithi naye uyasi-owna uba simbizile asimamele angasiyaphakama umuntu ubufunde egqithi makahamba aplaye ayophangela angaphakamela abahlali.
All right, Brazil.
That's what we need.
All right, ixesha lethu liphelile. I'll just take just a few of comments zabantu. Yenye ke into abantu abayithatha kakhulu umcimbi transparency. Usingalone Thengela uyathi into yobana sidinga transparency, consultation ne-accountability. Ungqangane Nozi uyathi into yoba sidinga skills audit. Mabayeke uqeshana ngeziduko utsho kanjalo usindiswa Tantisi. So those are some of comments zethu ukubonakala into yoba lo mba noko, in fact, looking at also views zethu siqhuba abantu kuyacaca ubana ngumba lona abantu ebebewufuna kakhulu. In fact, they wanted a platform ezinje where they can voice out izinto zabo. Masikunike project kulo mzuzwana ushekile into yoba usiphe amazwi okugqibela ususibhabhayisela ababukeli bethu.
Mandikuthathela ithuba ndibonke ababukeli bethu nabaphulaphuli bethu into yobana babe nethemba elikhulu, because akulahlwa themba. Siyabathembisa singumbutho wesango that we are going to fight corruption, because the corruption in this municipality is rooted and you want to root it out. Okwesibini, we are going to fight for justice, social justice for all, and sizawuqinisekisa into yobana yonke into i-transparency, and umntu ongafuna ujayiva lo music uzawuphuma ngaphandle sisebenze sakhe isizwe sethu. Masiphakameni bantu batsha, because ityani nalento nelikamva elizayo. Phakamani nawugqiba niphakamisa izandla nikhokele nalithuba le-election. You must participate. Urhulumente abantu abatsha mabangene, siyanihalalisela ningene. Ndifuna ukuthi ke i-meeting ezabangomso ndifuna bonke abahlali baphume bayozivela ezi zinto besizithetha singusango uba aziyontsomi. Ndisifuna ukuthi xa ndivayelisa ke kubaphulaphuli bonke nababukeli bayonobelela bobusuku sijonge phambili sakhe isizwe sethu. Keep yourself, nizigcine nisafe ku-coronavirus ngoba iyabulala and it's dangerous. Social distance, sanitizer and mask ngalo lonke ixesha. Bantu abatsha niyonwabane responsible, niyeke uxinana ezindaweni, because ninika thina xa nisuka kwezi ndawo. Ndicela ke ngalo mazwi enkosi kakhulu.
All right, thank you so much for joining us for this special broadcast. This has been a very special broadcast, Our News, where due to a public interest, why did we break a schedule set to as Our News? It's because of a public interest. And secondly, I want to state it categorically that we did write to uMasipala, we did send email to uMasipala Wetu, inviting them to be part of this broadcast. 11 minutes past 12. Initially, this broadcast was supposed to be at 4, but since they did not respond, we rescheduled it for early classes. So yes, we did invite uMasipala ukubana naye azoziphendulela kule broadcast. Thank you so much, guys, for joining us. We will see you or we broadcast it. Don't forget that we have the chat of Our News every Tuesday at half past 6. Due to a public interest, we might have to have a show that will be specifically for the area yethu. Follow talk, I don't know. You can also throw ideas and also emdleni wenu as abantu. Otherwise, thank you so much for joining us. This has been a special broadcast of the chat of Our News. Igama lam ndinguNdlebeis, and I have been your host. You've been a great audience. Bye.